Okay. I just spent 15 minutes and I had to restart this. So, all right. The reason why this one's the hardest for me is that it's very, very important, but it's also hard to not ramble on because there's a lot to talk about. So I'm going to just segment this out. How do you make your extracts? Is there like a water to leaf amount ratio with any of these things besides the powder? The answer is no. So, because all the leaves are different and blah, blah, blah. They all have like very, very different levels of compounds and stuff like that, like size and how old are they, and like it all comes into play here. So all you're doing is you're ultimately just going to make your extracts, and you're color matching per item, whatever you're using, or combination even, but that's going to be up to you. Staying out of that. We need to keep it short and sweet. I'm trying not to bore you guys. So anyways, you're going to be color matching the water in your tank, not having a set, like, oh, this extract's exactly the same and I'm going to put it in there and that's going to be like really precise, like 1 cup or this. That doesn't work. So what you're, like I said, like what you're going to be doing to make the extracts is ultimately take whatever you're using, rinse it off really well. Rinsing it with, if you can, like filtered water at the very least is good. Then what you're going to want to do is you're actually going to want to crumple the leaves up. This gives it more exit points and makes it much more powerful, kind of like a tea bag. And so you're going to want to put those in the water, and you're going to want to boil it for 30 to 40 minutes. I recommend that you, whatever size you're doing and combination of leaves, like at all, you're going to want to boil. Let's say you're making 1 gallon, you're going to want to boil half a gallon. And you're going to boil that, like I said, all crumpled up, and you're going to boil it for 30 to 40 minutes. You're going to take it off the heat. You're going to be stirring it occasionally the whole time, by the way, including for cooling. Very important. And then when you take it off the heat, you're going to add equal parts cold water. I found by accident, and kept doing it, and it kept working better, that it actually pulls it out faster and more effectively. So what you're going to want to do is, like I said, wash leaves, crumple them up, put them in, half water, boil that, covered by the way, boil that 30 to 40 minutes, take it off the heat, add equal parts cold water, stirring it the whole time. You're going to let it get to room temp, and then you're going to use it. Whatever you don't use, you can actually put in an airtight thing and put it in the fridge. It's perfectly fine. Depending on what you're using, it will either last longer or not. You're going to know if it's lasting by, do you see a bunch of strains of stuff in it? Is there anything growing on the top? That goes for any one of these things. So that's pretty much it, you guys. I'm going to go, this video is just really short and sweet. Making the extracts, that's all you're doing. You're just taking it, crumpling up the leaves. You know, obviously, if you're treating a lot of water, then you're going to want to use a lot of leaves. If you want to make extremely concentrated, extract, then you're going to use a lot more. You're going to use 30, 40, 50 leaves. You use whatever you want. Like maybe you only have a 10 gallon and you only use maybe 5 leaves. That's fine. And you're going to color match that, and then you're like, there we go. But just the same, that's up to you guys, not me. And you need to be able to learn your own system, and just know that if you have extract that's too strong, the worst that happens is you store it. If you have extract that's too weak, and you'll know because your color match isn't going to be correct in your pond or tanks, and so then you're going to have to make more, and that's pretty much it. So I'm going to leave this video at that, because that's really all you're doing for making it. And depending on like each thing, which I'll get into one video at a time, just to keep it really simple here, so that it doesn't bore you guys. I'm not rambling too much, stuff like that. That's it. You're just boiling, cooling, stirring, like that's it. Storing in the fridge, airtight. Make sure it's airtight. If you have the top open, then things are going to be much more likely to grow on the top when they wouldn't have. And so that's pretty much it. So I'm going to end this video now, because this part is like really just bleh. And so it's like really straightforward and just easy. Just that's all you're doing. I get people asking me all the time, like, how many leaves, how much water, how much this. It has nothing to do with that in reality. Like, very little. It's just take a proper amount, like roughly, which you're going to determine based on your end result. So you'll learn really, really fast. There's no room for error, because all you're doing is actually looking at the water itself once it's in your tank or pond. And that's it. That's when you stop. So anyways, I'm going to end this video, and then I'll make the next ones, which will be a lot more interesting, I think.